Hello and welcome as we head into the 25th day of October 2017. My name is Derek. Welcome to a hashtag crypto trading video. Everything you do is within your own risk, own reward. Start quickly within the daily Bitcoin chart. And one of the things I was mentioning was fill in the gap. Probably towards the 18 average of lows. That's a higher low towards this one in here. I think 5300-ish area, 5250, 5275 is about as deep as I would like to see it go down, but the market's obviously going to do what it is going to do, and all you can do is get yourself in the best situation. And if things don't work out the greatest for you, you look back and say to yourself, what could have been done differently? And that's exactly what I am going to do within this video. Let's change this over to the 4 hour. And within such, the band flattening out in here, whether you can, and you can say that this was established resistance and really didn't have a clear break below it, but it's doing that right now. So therefore, you can state we got what's turning into a bear market on the 4 hour time frame, where the daily time frame was in a correctionary phase area that is often served well and holding to bottom areas. 52.50, 53.50 area here would still work out to a decent size higher or low towards this one in here. Let's now talk about Bitcoin Gold. And what I often do is look after the fact and say, what should have I done differently? And I can't use the fact that, say, for example, you flip the coin heads. Okay, I guess I should have called heads. You knew there was no way of obviously knowing something like that. But what could you have obviously done differently, knowing what you known, or where should you have gotten the information? Where did you not get what you could have found out? And in a situation there is, well, if it's like, oh my goodness, you randomly ran into this person or this web page that gave the information. I mean, keyword randomly. What if you know you go to this reference point that's going to help you out, and you didn't go, then that's something to look back on. But when I look at the Bitcoin Gold, I was reading the facts about how it looked like that little bit of, well, we'll call it a scam coin, if you will. Talked about the 1% pre-mine and how there's a lot of traders not happy with such. Cryptopia, they declined the fork. Bittrex, although they accepted the fork, they also stated, you can also read within their paragraph that they weren't supporting it, but they were doing it anyway. And they were not guaranteeing you even get your tokens, because they're basically saying, if we get them, we'll give them to you. We're going to do our work. We'll do our fork, but we're not going to guarantee you anything. And they still, of course, haven't put the exchange up. But there was a lot of reason to think that it may not have been the greatest. Now, Bitcoin Cash, I think this is what stopped me from making this kind of play, because I didn't expect Bitcoin Cash when it came out to shoot up the way it did. And then I was seeing the day before on YoBit that it was trading at around like 8-9%. And I mean, that was definitely worth it at 7-8%. 6 and 5's okay, and anything underneath that isn't even worth it, which is where it is underneath 5. But if I think back, I knew the alternate coins were pretty much going to be bottoming right before the fork. What I learned within this last thing, when they state for when forks happen, is it goes within like this block height thing that is like a counter, I guess, to the progression of its life. And by following such, it could give you the idea to when the bottom would be. Because people talk about, oh, if you only would know where to buy in or when to buy in a bottom, or when you're going to reach a perfect top and then make that perfect bottom call again. I mean, no, you're not going to know that. But in this case here, you know right before the fork, it's probably going to be there. And you know the when based on that information. Now, I just learned how you go on the internet and it'll tell you what number it's on. And okay, so there's more to learn. I'm a rookie at this game, and I'm actually doing well as a rookie, but there's a lot of people doing well, and that's we're the early adopters, innovators of this game. And if successful, of course, which is what I'm playing on, there's going to be a lot of great plays long term with this, but with the cryptocurrency trading game, that is. But it makes sense that the play was you could go for some Bitcoin Gold. In fact, I had a decent amount of Bitcoin sitting in there that could have easily bought. So therefore, let's bring up some of these charts on the alt side. And this is Litecoin, and it really doesn't matter pretty much which alternate coin I because they're pretty much all the same. All were entitling bear markets along the way, and then to shoot really fast higher. Now think of it as in trying to get your Bitcoin Gold and getting this as cheap as possible. Yeah, this is Ethereum. I thought I might have said Litecoin, but yeah, this is Ethereum. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. You have this go up really, really fast. I'm even going to shorten this out even some more. I'm looking at this is about 20% of the chart, so 15 minutes will easily suffice. But let's look at the 1 minute chart from when it happened. And this is the nothing going on in here, but this tells you could have easily bought and sold this between 46.8 and 47 something, 47.4, 47.5. Really easy. And here, if you're looking to get what I was calling, say, even a 10% dividend, which is basically selling BTG at 0.1, 10% on 469 is 47 or so, which brings it just to a little over 500. There's your 10% plateau there. And how about how we stand in here? I mean, there's much better opportunities, and it's not like it's a random chart and it's some sort of news happens beyond the scenes you're not aware of, or some sort of big money traders just come in and start buying it up, and it's a crapshoot to know that kind of stuff, and that's why you just want to hold and wait for these moments. No, you could know that this was going to take place. It wasn't random. And on the 1 minute time frame in here, lots of buying opportunities, and it was all afternoon that it was available for quite some time. But trying to buy in here, you got to be fast, you got to be there, because if you find out about it right in here and you're fast enough to buy within the minute, then it's going to work well for you because you've seen how it worked. For me, I was under the awareness, okay, well, they say it's going to come around 3 a.m. Eastern time, which sucks because that's too late to go to bed. It's too early to wake up. And then I was just turning off the hockey game or something, or football game. I can't remember what I was watching. Oh, let's just see what's going on. I'm looking at all the altcoins going way up, and I'm thinking it just, don't tell me it just happened. Meaning I was forced to be buying into these levels, which wasn't as fun. And oftentimes when you want to find strategies, when I try to find strategies, I definitely prefer ones that are easier Therefore, I look at the strategy of buying in here compared to trying to buy in here. I'll spell it out for you. Easy and hard. Now let's talk about the work on each one. I mean, what you do in here is you just buy. You put buy orders in for lower amounts, and that's it. You can check later, see if your buy orders need to be adjusted. And if you want to get in a little bit of extra work, maybe you can try to check that hash number. And, well, if you can get on it right around that time, then it's going to work. But let's just assume that you had, well, for every 1 Bitcoin you have, you bought, say, even a third of your Bitcoins towards it. Now you got a diversification where a third of it is going to be aligned towards such and the other one towards the SegWit. Which, now that I'm saying this to myself right now, this is what I'm probably going to have to do for the next one when it occurs in a few weeks. Because probably we're going to have a hat trick, just like the Bitcoin Cash, just like Bitcoin Gold. We'll see after the fork is done, a move on all these altcoins after they've probably been in a bear market for the previous day and week or two before. And then go on and just buy some at the lower ends. And I'll see the SegWit number, and when I know we're periods before then, I'll just buy whichever codes that I can. And realize that whatever price I'm buying at, so in this case with Litecoin, whether I'm buying it at 800,000 Satoshi, 400,000 Satoshi, or 2 million Satoshi, it doesn't matter. It's going to be significantly higher, most likely, with a pattern like this. And then I can just start selling away when we get to this higher end, and maybe even trying to sell at some high points and trying to pick a bottom for the buyback. And perfect chart to show this example on, because let's just assume you're like, okay, I buy in here, where do I want to sell? Well, if you're buying at 90, say you want at least a 10% dividend for it round, so this would be around here, you maybe a sell order. But you know what, maybe you want a little smaller one around 97. Maybe you put one around 103 and then 106. And by doing such, you had this sell order hit, but you got profit on it. There's always nothing wrong with taking profit. But that's why I like to sell bits and pieces at a time, because there's more profits that can be made further ahead. This one here, again, you could have bought back to break even. But, you know, I'd probably still be waiting to buy with a buy order here from this sell. Now, if you sold in here, you had your opportunity to get some of that back cheaper. However, with that being stated, if you're buying everything around 90, 92, you sold some, and now you're seeing the price action over 10. You're still riding on over a 10% gain at this stage, and you can sell away when you pick and choose. So that's, I think, what I'm probably going to have to lean towards as we move into the next SegWit. And again, it was just, and when you look at the analysis of the Bitcoin Cash being that of a scam, yeah, so here's another mistake I made. And I did the video this morning about how I play the Bitcoin Gold. I realized, and I still do now, because Bittrex has not put in, and they haven't given you your tokens yet. They have not put an exchange up, obviously, either. But let's assume that gets done soon. What's the market actually going to do? Is it going to be really bad? Wouldn't surprise me if it is. And I'm still waiting out to get whatever gains there. But what I was thinking, and I should have done this, I had a little over, under half of my Bitcoin Gold at this site in Hit BTC. I should have sold them all when I had the opportunity at around 7%. Say to myself, okay, at least I know I got a bit more than I'm selling to come later on. So that if I do end up selling on Bittrex at 12, 13, 14%, realizing that I got half that price, I'm still getting I'm still profiting, so it's still okay. And this could at least guarantee me a bit of cash. And I did sell like point, or basically I sold 5% of the Bitcoin cash I'm expecting to receive at about 7% of the price of Bitcoin. Just 5% of my portfolio and such. And I could have only done what I had on there, but I probably, when I seen my opportunity and I took what I did, I should have took it all. I really should have, because it was there for me to take it all at that time. And a lot of it, knowing that I have an accounts receivable for more coming, should have motivated me more towards doing such. But it is what it is, and you move on, you learn from your mistakes, and this is basically what I'm learning from today's session. All right, then. Let's conclude this video. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.